Hello gamers, this is Zelx here, and today I'm here with another meme deck. This is Buff Haven, and this is not the optimized version of any Haven list. I believe actually good Haven deck will run a lot more of the amulets with birds that actually have Storm. That should be the list that you should be running, but this is the one that I made for myself because I want to play with, well, first, I want to try Haven out for once in my lifetime, and yes, so this is the deck. 2, I don't have John, nor do I have Olivia, nor do I have any of the Haven legendaries that actually matter. So, well, budget we have to go. At least the key card here that we need 3 copies of is Unholy Vessel. The rest of them is insert in as you wish, take it out as you won't. And also Dark Haven Grace. Dark Haven Grace is really good in this deck. It's really funny how it interacts with the rest of the deck, and it works in a way that's so interesting that I can't hate it. This Haven deck was interesting, to say the least. So yes, of course, well, disclaimer alert, meme deck, back card alert, like Ronavero, I believe most people cut this card because, well, it doesn't do much. I run it because for the ambush. It does synergize well with Dark Haven until your opponent has one of their budget bot wipes from Costco here, like Divine Thunder or something that can hit it, and in which case you cry yourself to sleep. And eventually, if they don't have an answer, you buff this to a ridiculous degree, and then you will drop a Sacred Griffin and then win the game from there. It's interesting to say the least. Not good, but hey, at least I had fun while playing it. So yes, if you are new to the channel, do leave a like, leave a subscribe if you want to see more Shadowverse content, and without further ado, let's get right on the gameplay. Deck list will be in the description also. So now these games had been played from quite a while back. This one is against one of my first ones, against Swordcraft. Control deck against an aggro deck. It will be so interesting to see how the interactions go head to head, wouldn't it? Of course, I opened quite a pretty good hand. Serene Sentry on 1 is one of the best plays you can have as a Haven player. Simply because you set up this draw tool that eventually happens soon. Not immediately, but you get the draw when you need it, as you need it. And yeah, you know, our Swordcraft opponent being Swordcraft, they play Sword and they play a lot of Sword cards. A lot of followers, and I didn't actually play those of Holiness here. You know what I was expecting? I was expecting the buff spell, in which case they play and then it's over for me, basically, right? I actually, to be fair, when I played that Divine Thunder, I completely YOLO'd it. I was hoping it hits the 1-2 Lancer, and it did. If it didn't, I would have be a bit dead on the inside, but hitting a 1 in 5 is actually pretty good. And here, we actually, this is why Iron Fist Priest is really good. His banish negates last words, which I hate. Well, I wouldn't want to wish this upon anyone else, but since I'm playing in a position where I want to survive, well, you do what you have to do. It's surprising that the Sword player hasn't opened any sort of buff, which would have absolutely won him the game. Buffing any bot with over 4 or more followers is so incredibly strong, and the fact that he didn't find it is even more incredible to me. And it took them so long, I actually managed to get access to all my bot wipes, in which case it's basically in my territory now. I am in charge here, but it is not over for them yet. I am definitely under 8 hit points. If they run a Centaur Centurion, or if they have an Albert somewhere in their deck, they still have a potential for lethal. It is there. It's not impossible, but it is there. Like, right here, actually he used a +1 play point to get a General out, which is sad to say for them, because now they don't have immediate access into Centaur Centurion. But they did stall with Luminous Magus. Doesn't really matter. Special interaction here, in case you didn't know. Super Evil followers cannot be destroyed on your turn, and that completely just negated that. By the way, I should have popped the Dose of Holiness here. It's just to play around the Central Centurion. I didn't do that. But hey, it doesn't really matter, does it? This is why I like this deck, okay? It's just that one interaction. It's always that one interaction. Like, seriously, do you really think... To think of all the things I can do, I decided to make a deck around one interaction that barely makes sense. Well, guess what? I did it anyways. Really, seriously, the interaction with Unholy Vessel and the Super Evolve point was just so interesting. I had to mess around with it. And this is why you remember Ronavero, which I pointed out in the very beginning. He wasn't really a good card, but the reason why I put him in is because he does actually sort of has like a niche. His ambush does actually help with Super Evo, does actually work with Unholy Vessel, which is why I'm here. Which is the only reason why I managed to I even decided to do this in the first place. I'm addicted to such niche interactions, okay? It's not my fault, really. It's just cool. And you can see how some of these games reflect that. And also pointing out Dark Haven's Grace, one of the most fun cards I played with in quite a while. Especially if you can use it to buff a follower by spending two play points. In fact, it's like a more it's like a more what would you call it, fair way of healing that I have seen in Haven so far, and I hope they continue down this path of designing heal cards for Haven at the very least, where there's a very specific cost for everything they do, and it's not something free just like Elena, because basically getting a free buff for a heal is absolutely bastard. I hated playing against that effect in normal shadowverse. But hey, I'm okay with Dark Haven because you have to engage one and play. It's a once per turn. You don't have to worry too much about it. By the way, they should have gone face.
The rebel inquisitor.
And here, as you can see, Ronavero here super evo it, and then we also start stacking buffs.
In the dark.
At 4-6, we want to. Ideally against Dragon, we want to put him above 9 hit points to out of Twilight Dragon range. But if he plays Twilight Dragon here, well, he's gone. But if he doesn't, then it doesn't matter. And as you can see, this is going to be the theme of the entire video. It's gonna be me abusing Unholy Vessel alongside the Super Evil, indestructible effect. Ronavero 810 just hiding there as a storm follower. It's neat. It's neat. I can hit it.
The earth can
and then we have Mae here. Basically just another copy of the amulet. By the way, also her having warp completely shuts down Genesis Dragon, which could be incoming. Well, not really not anymore, by the way, because they have the +1 hit points. They clearly, and they could have gone face it. They had Genesis Dragon, but they didn't have Genesis Dragon, so that really isn't my problem. And well, there's a better way to to order this, but like, come on. As I said, the theme of this video is really obvious. Abuse the Unholy Vessel alongside the Super Evil. It's just, I don't know why. I like this interaction so much. I don't know how to put it. But enough with the other decks. How does this deck fare against its own class? A control deck, well, I can speak, but yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Against a control deck, Haven, and I'll be honest, I believe they are playing a better version of this deck. I'm just playing the way jankier version, more budget version of the deck with less legendary cards, and I believe they dropped quite a fair number of legendaries on me as well. Honestly, it's a miracle I even won. But as you can see, they're playing this card's Wing Statue. They summon 2/2 Holy Falcons with Storm, and that is really good, honestly. Really strong effect for one play point. Of course, they try to accelerate it out. I wouldn't, but hey.
Rest.
You know what it is, right? If you see there's a Radiant Guiding Angel that was here, but I actually end up cutting, funnily enough, because I didn't really like him. He's a very awkward card to play. And I actually cut it. If you have Olivia, Olivia the legendary, replace it. You can replace this card with Olivia. Olivia is just a better version of this card in all forms and ways. Once again taking a lot of damage, but this is where Apollo comes in for early gameplays. You could, there's so many guys, kill them out with Apollo. 2-2 bot wipe plus a 3-4 body.
Too brightly?
Pretty good, honestly. And here I'm just constantly just ramping up this Rona barrel. Like, there are quite a number of ways they can deal with this, of course. Like, well, to be fair, Salefa isn't one of them. Salefa would have been one of them, but like it's not. Don't worry. We are way past that point. And here I did a super evil to clear it, so I once again I can set up for this unholy vessel interaction, right? If there's only one card, there's actually a reason why I felt like misplay here, because if you know, Haven runs a John, and John is a card that does 6 damage to all enemy followers. And if I played around that, I should have buffed him the previous turn, so he will be at 7 health this turn, perfectly just outside John's range. But because I didn't, well, it's within John's range. What can you do, right? You can't do much. So I nuke the board, summon a Maeve, and buff her up, because now, well, my win condition is gone. So there's not much I can do. We have to wait for our next one. They did drop their win condition though, which is Lapis. Funny thing I should mention is that if I had Iron Priest, I could have banished it and they would have lost their win condition completely. But I didn't have it, so we go with our next best play, Sacred Griffin. Sacred Griffin engage gold face for a fair bit of damage. That's pretty good. And if you notice, if I still had that Barrel from earlier, I could have literally gotten Lethal this exact turn. But I couldn't, so yeah, unfortunate, isn't it? It's weird that they didn't decide to super evo this instead, so they can try to hit face with the Lapis, but that's not. I don't know what their hand is like, and frankly, I'm more concerned about my own condition, which is, well, Rona Barrel. I did consider super evoing him to get him out of John range, but
not the god's absence.
I should have super evo him to get him out of John range. Too late for regrets now, isn't it? But hey, in hindsight, I should have done so many things that I should have done, but at least we survived currently 2 Salefas, 2 Johns, and I believe 1 Olivia. And so they are running out of resources, but they still have a Lapis here that I cannot really deal with. And they also have a Ruler of Corsiters just to add everything, salt on the wound. But hey, if you're good, it doesn't matter. We top deck a Sacred Griffin, and with a super evil one I saved from earlier, it's exactly 11 damage for lethal. How did we win this game? I have no idea. So yeah, that's my budget Haven list for you guys. Don't try this out, frankly, if you value your MMR, but if you don't, oh well, this is an interesting deck that could probably catch people off guard. Especially if you can abuse a super evil mechanic with the Unholy Vessel. I just love abusing these niche mechanics, man. It's so much fun when you can do that. So, but not the worst deck. Definitely not as obnoxious as how Haven used to be back in Shadowverse 1. So you know what? Maybe I can close 2 blind eyes to Haven players nowadays. But hey, you know, there's still room for you to maybe reconsider ever giving you a second chance. But yes, so this is, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, new to Shadowverse in general, do leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.